Welcome back yet again to Life Off Grid. Here we are again. This is the end of April, almost the 1st of May. I think today is the 1st of May. Here's the panels. I could use a cleaning. They look like they got a little pollen or something on them. But the system's been running really well here. Things have been going great, except for the batteries died. But after about 13 years, I think it was, that they've been in operation, that's pretty damn good. Especially because it's been 13 years of rough abuse as well. Well, not all of it, but a good part of those 13 years was some rough abuse. I showed them before. They're RS rolls, or I don't think it's RS rolls, but Rolls Surrett rather. They make them. They're the solar S460s is what we had. Luckily, my father got in contact with Surrett, who happens to be local, and, well, 3 hours away, and just so happens that they do still have blemishes. I saw them selling them locally before, and sure enough, they still have them, so he got those for half price, and they're just, they're physical defects. They don't actually have any, less battery capacity. They just don't look pretty. So we have 4 of those, replacing 6 at the moment, but he's going to get another few. And then the solar panels are moving from that shed over to this shed. We're going to make a mount for them going up the side of that shed. Maybe something we can move around a bit, tilt up and down and back and forth like with the sun. Make some kind of solar tracker maybe at some point. But this old shed, if you look, well, the dog of course got in the way. Roscoe, well, here you can see down here, the bottom edge of that shed's really rotten, and I actually had to stick a piece of wood in right behind where I just showed you, because it was so rotten that the bottom of the solar panel is no longer connected, and we were worried that the wind would catch it and actually make it break, and that would be horrible. As any of you people know with solar panels, that's probably the worst case scenario, is having your panels break. Yeah, now that the dog's out of the way, you can see this whole area here. We had to put a board in just so the panels didn't break off. So, not only that, that building sits on top of the septic field. So, to clean out the septic field, it needs to move, and it's in the way. So, lots of different reasons. But there's also, my father's buying more panels, and at least 2 more, and with those panels, we'll make it 24, or yeah, he's going to make it a 24 volt system and switch it all over because it's more efficient. Yeah. Again, lots of projects as usual, nothing new. But here we go. What's this? This is a step I built the other few weeks ago or month ago. Actually, I guess it was before the snow flied. I don't know how to say it, plural of flown, the snow flown. Anyways, yeah, put that step in because we always end up stepping up right there. There is proper steps over here, but quite often we end up stepping across right there, so I decided to put that in just to make life easier, because that piece of the rock wall was always collapsing due to the step not being there. So I built a step and now it's not collapsing so much. We've been working on the rock walls a little bit. You can see here, this is one monster of a rock we dug out, and no, we didn't have this for help at that point. I just got this running again 2 days ago. This happened last week. We decided to dig out this rock. It was just a little nub sticking out, about the size of that granite rock up there. And, well, this is what actually was there. It's like a friggin' iceberg. This is actually the top. We managed to split that piece off, and then that was the middle. And the bottom is actually still in the hole down there, crazily enough. It was a big friggin' rock, but we were lucky we could split it, and it was already half split, so we just peeled it apart, but it's still big and heavy. The old Ford is probably going to go. We were talking about it the other night, and we're probably going to get rid of it because it's doing nothing for us. I mean, it's a nice old truck and everything, but it's just lawn art, and it'd be much nicer if we could, some people would be interested in this. There's a lot of good parts on it, and, you could even technically restore it if you really wanted to go nuts. So, to somebody else who would have a lot of potential, we just don't have the time or money to do that right now. So, we'll send it on down the road and hopefully trade it for another truck that we can actually use up here for hauling wood and dragging rocks and stuff around with, because my truck isn't always here and I don't necessarily always want to use it, because sometimes it can be throwing rocks in the back and stuff can be pretty hard on them. The squirrels are going crazy. I got a pile of old trailer to clean up this next month, in the next few weeks. I got to take it down by the garbage. It's a big garbage day, they'll take it away. But other than that, most of the property here is cleaned up. I still got the base of the trailer too over there. I got to get that, but again, that's nothing too major. I got to get working on the camp. That's a whole other ball game there. I think I showed you guys this before, but the little fire pit we built, a little flagstone kind of stone area. This is all a hollow, like it's dug right out. We actually filled this in probably about a foot to 2 feet. Oh look, I have a friend. Hold on a sec, guys. You know what you do with these fuckers, don't you? See a tick? You make sure he's dead. He did. Little fucker. I don't know where he come from. Didn't have any on me yet today. This is the first one I had all this weekend, actually. But yeah, they're out too. Obviously, the ticks are out. Oh, now I'm going to be itchy. If you have ticks in your area, you know what it's like. Fucking annoying, but I'll survive. But anyways, back on schedule. This is our fire pit area. Like I said, it all got filled in here. It was actually a hole. I don't know if I showed you. There's a bank over there we pushed over. Turned that all into lawn there as well. So now the front lawn of the camp blends into the front lawn of the house. It still needs some raking and stuff, but that's easy stuff. We have plans to move all these rocks here hopefully this summer. I really want to get rid of them, especially this big one. They're in the way. And actually I'm going to build a walkway right down to the back of my camp there and clean this whole area up and turn it all into a bit of a yard. And then all around the house is actually done. A good portion of these trees that people always bitch about in my first video there, a good portion of them are still here. We've thinned a lot of them out over this area, right down to about here, and actually been shaving into this corner quite a bit. These are going to come back quite a ways. I mean, all these trees are coming back 20-30 feet. And then, except there's a lot of hardwoods up in here that will be staying, and like that big birch tree, that ain't going nowhere. We're just getting rid of the softwoods because in the winter time it creates shade problems for the solar panel over here, as well as it creates shade problems for the driveway, and the driveway doesn't get sun, doesn't melt off, and then it turns into a sheet of ice, and it's just damn near impossible to get up around that corner. We're also changing the trajectory of the driveway, so instead of being a long swooping corner like that, it's going to be straight like that. So it's not so much of a corner, and it'll be easier to get up. But that's a long time in the future. What else should I show you? Well, I can show you some of the beautification we've been doing, so to speak. This is all just softwood we've cut down just around the property, dead wood and whatnot, and trees we've cut down. Chop it up and make it into firewood. We have water collection going this year. Last year we had a drought in the middle of the summer, and we pretty much ran out of water, which was the first first time ever for this place. Oh, pardon me. So this year we got two big oil drums. We're going to fill them both up full of water, and that way we'll have some water. Actually, this one has to be decontaminated first, so if you know anything about decontaminating tanks from oil, furnace oil, to make it so you can just put water in them that you can use to water plants and stuff, feel free to let me know. I'd love to hear it. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm sure there's ways to do it, but last thing I want to do is, take a bucket of water out of that thing, kill some plants with it. Over this area we cleaned up a lot. I don't know if down there was that Club's Edge. I actually have a video of one of my first videos. This whole area we've cleaned out. We've cleaned out all down here. Down here's actually turned into a nice little area. I'll show you this here. There used to be the old sauna down here, right there. That's all gone. See the old barbecue rock. The pond down there, that was actually our water source when after the well went dry, which is, the well basically is on the same water table, but the pond goes deeper than the well because, or the well line does, because we were able to scoop water out of the pond there at the end, but not the well. But yeah, this is a piece of an old deck I tore down last summer. We threw that down here and made a little area, and gonna fix that up a little bit more. And then this whole area is kind of turning into something. You can see we've done some rock work. It's turning into a nice little spot. I like that rock work. This area here is probably our next focal point. I've been doing a lot last little bit here. This is kind of the garden area. In through here, I got to get rid of all these stumps. I got to get the tractor in here, peel all these stumps out, try to level it off somewhat, peel the big rocks out, and then continue on with the garden and some stone wall work here. We actually, the rubble wall used to go across here, but we opened it up. We're going to put a path, a nice wide wheelchair accessible walking path to go around the garden, and maybe other ways around this garden will probably also be rocky that way. Got a tire when I did a big cleanup not too long ago for somebody. It's got to make a nice burning ring, but I got to burn the old tire off first, and that shouldn't be hard because we've got lots to burn. So other than that, it's, you know, early spring here. Place is just getting beautiful. I'm happy to have my tractor going again. Got all kinds of lawnmowers to work on. The work never stops here, boys. That's for sure. I'll show you some inside shots on another video here soon. There's actually been, dog was after something. I turn around a little bit, that way the wind isn't screwing up my shot here. But yeah, there's been some progress inside. I'll show you the new batteries as well. Dad's been doing some drywalling and whatnot, so it's looking a little nicer in there, you know. I know a lot of people gave me hell for taking a video when it was so messy, but you know what? I don't really care. Other people's OCD about cleanliness is not my problem. Feel free to, you know, drop a comment on my channel, but I'll just, you know, probably make fun of you for it. Because I really don't care, to be honest, you know. There's a certain level, obviously, like, you know, you can't be gross, but at the same time, you can't have things super clean all the time, and if, you know, if you expect to get anything done. And the way we are, we're always getting shit done, so cleaning is of a lesser priority than actually getting things done. But you know, like I said, there's a line you got to draw, of course, you know. You got to be sanitary. Sanitary is not an issue. I think I'm zoomed in a little much, honey. Whoa, you don't need to go up my nose. So yeah, here we are, off-grid yet again. I thought I'd do a little update. I know it's been a little while. I haven't told you guys anything much. So I thought I'd, you know, just fill you in what we've been doing, what's going on, some of the projects and such. This place is always going, it's always changing, it's, you know, never the same. You come back here every year, there's a lot of change. We do a lot every year, it seems. But yeah, I also just noticed I got a lot of cleanup here to do as well. Like I picked up all this aluminum wire. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, but I got this wire. Some of these buckets are for the tractor, some of them aren't. You know, some of this is just straight up garbage that's got to go. One other thing I think I'll show you is, before I go, this is the old Club Z, if you remember one of my first videos. It's my old four-wheeler shack. Bunch of seaweed we hauled up for Dad's gardens. But yeah, this is the door shed, or door shed. It's all it is a bunch of doors. You stay back, Roscoe. Hey, you stay back. There's broken glass. There's broken glass. You stay back there. There's some broken glass on the ground, so I don't like the dog coming too close. Hey, no. Get out of here. Here, look. Stick. Want a stick? Want this stick? Huh? You want this? Don't you want this? You want this? Here. Go get it. Get that stick. Anyway. It's literally a bunch of doors. This was one day I was just bored and I built this for something to do. I had all these old doors and I figured, you know what, why not? And actually it's not so bad. It's actually not, you know, it's fairly stable. Lots of windows. The big thing is I just got to put a roof on it. And that's where Club Z comes in. Careful, Bubby. That's where this tarp thing comes in. I'll throw some logs up there and roll that over the top and that'll be the roof. And then I'll have some more dry storage. It's not going to be anything too pretty, but hey, pretty doesn't mean it ain't functional. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, you know, hit that like button. The more you smash that like button,